Okay, so the plan for this stream is basically going to be a two-part stream. The first part of it, I'll be grinding for around 2 hours to go grind for some more Glitchy Gum. Since, based on the little bit of math I've done, it's going to be slightly faster for me to grind for Glitchy Boss Gum to use on a boss fight than it is to just grind normally. So we'll be doing that. And then once that's done, I'll head over to the Metaverse event and start grinding it there for some more keys. So yeah, that's the plan for the stream. Hopefully it goes well. Yeah. Hello! Welcome back to another stream. I remember seeing you at some point, I think like 2 streams ago. So welcome back. Of course, my memory's quite horrible when it comes to people, so it may have been more recent than that or completely different time, but yeah. What's up? I've actually been a lot less stressed out recently, in terms of school. It helps that I really don't have anything due today or tomorrow, and it's just going to be on Sunday and Monday that I have to do stuff. Also on Sunday, I am getting my second COVID vaccine, so I'll be basically good to go that way. I'm noticing that yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think I missed the last stream. Okay. Hello, Skittles too. But yeah, I think now that yeah, I was here last stream. Yeah, I think I remember seeing you somewhere, or if not, you could have just been not chatting, which is perfectly fine. I definitely don't chat if you don't want to. Feel like I'm lagging quite a little bit, but that's just kind of how it is. I might have to turn down my graphics settings because this is a little bit absurd currently. It was lagging the last time yesterday when I was doing a little bit of backdoor grinding too. Alright, we'll check out my settings since this is a little bit more than I'm used to. Really. Alright, yeah, that should be good. Hopefully that fixes it and I don't have to deal with it. But, no, in my luck, it probably won't fix anything and I'll just have to deal with the lag. I haven't played Ghost Simulator since the Easter event. Oh yeah, I know. I honestly haven't played Ghost Simulator much. I mean, since a long time ago. But yeah, I'm starting to get back into it. It helps when games have like this, have big updates to get back into them. So I've noticed a lot more people have been playing Ghost Simulator since the Rebirth update than really they were before. But that might just be I'm noticing the amount of players more than before, since I really wasn't playing back before the Rebirth update either. Alright, we should be running out of our gums sometime soon. I know it wasn't the most optimal gum usage since right at the beginning we had some bit of lag that hurt our grind time and interrupted the grind. But we should still be able to get a decent amount of items from it. And with that, we'll go charge. Your vids are really helpful. Yeah, that's the goal behind some of them. I mean, I've had like a few like 3 or 4 ideas for more helpful videos, but I really haven't had time to make it. I was debating on streaming today or doing a video, and I just said that I like to stream a little bit more than I like to do videos, since I don't need to put as much work into these streams as I really do into a video. But videos in the long term are probably better for me to be doing, since better searchability, and they keep the views over time, rather than streams being just a one-time based. But yeah. How to enter the void? You need to get done with Agent Blaze in the blocks fight at headquarters, so need to work through all of his quest lines and defeat the final boss. Yeah, it looks like the lag is not as bad as it was before, so that's a good thing. We're not going to worry about that last room. It's not worth my time, I don't think. Of course, I say that about the lag, and it just comes straight back. Oh well. I mean, I could close a few more of my Chrome tabs, and I probably will before I'm done with this stream, but probably once the gum ends, I'll close down a few of my Chrome tabs to help with the frame rates, since Chrome is a very greedy when it comes to usage of my computer resources. Alright, this is a little bit worse than I've ever had before. Are there any F9 errors? Just wondering. No. Yeah. And now it's gone. Interesting. But yeah. Yeah, the overcharge is really helpful for grinding. Saves a lot of time, and you can get, and I mean, it doesn't save your vacuum or your battery space, but it does save quite a bit of time, so it's definitely worthwhile. We'll charge, and I'm just gonna go close a few of my Chrome tabs that are open, so I don't have to deal with them. Actually, it's probably one of the random tabs I had open that was causing the lag with some ads that were wanting to play over it. So that's probably what was causing the lag spikes, is a tab just generating new ads. But yeah, we should be good from now on, though, lag-wise. I closed all the unnecessary ones, and even some that probably were necessary to keep open, so, to remind me that I do have homework to do later. But yeah. Gotta go. Okay, that's fine. I encourage you guys to be productive in real life rather than watching these streams, since I know YouTube can be a very bad rabbit hole to get into. Very unproductive rabbit hole at that. You end up watching videos for like 3 hours and getting nothing done. I do that every once in a while. I mean, as fun as it is, it's not fun afterwards, so definitely doing something productive rather than these streams is encouraged. Anyways, we've been grinding, I think, for about 6 minutes now, so might also be some Ghost Sim lag. I know Ghost Sim has been having a lot of lag issues recently, and so it's not unheard of for this to just be normal Ghost Sim lag. Also, if it's happening every single time in the same rotation on this way back, I'm tempted to wonder if it's a loading problem with facing in a certain direction rather than some random lag. But yeah. With that lag, though, I don't think we'll ever be able to make the full efficient rotation. So, that's going to be a little bit problematic, but whatever. It is what it is. It doesn't seem to be recurring because of me facing that direction, but doesn't mean it isn't. Hello, how do you remember me from the last stream? Yeah, actually I think I do, based off your profile pic. The basic names, I'm really bad at remembering names, though, so, but yeah, based off the profile pic, I think I do, so. How are you? Actually, I'm doing pretty good. I got done with all of the stuff I've been needing to do this week yesterday, so I've been a lot less stressed than before. Okay. I think the lag started about here last time too, so I think there's something over here that's getting rendered that my computer doesn't like. Either that or it's just my computer decided to throttle the speed for whatever reason. Which, I mean, I guess I could probably open the thing and see if there's a spike in CPU usage, or if it's just my limit going down, or whatnot. But we'll see. Hopefully the lag spikes start going away the longer I play, but I wouldn't be surprised if they stay for a while. Still doing homework? Class, I'll be back when it ends. Yeah, definitely doing something productive. Good idea. Hello, Jack. Are you in a private server? Yeah, I usually grind in a private server so I don't have to deal with people. Since they'll slow down my grind, whatnot. Let's turn up my graphics settings a little bit since I don't think that's it, and turn on my performance stats so I can watch my CPU usage. How many times have you rebirthed? I'm currently on 6 rebirths. I've gone for the top 3 Ghostly Vision, Master Hunter, and Lucky Eyes, and then 3 Ocular Overseer, or Oculus Overseers. I always call them Ocular, because... Looks like my CPU is spiking for whatever reason on that segment of the grind. Whether that's Ghost Simulator or just coincidence, I have no idea. But yeah, that's not good. And now my thing comes back down. Yeah, that's being really weird. I haven't had that issue ever really before when I was grinding, so definitely something new. Yeah, I know 6 isn't too much compared to there's some grinders out there. I think the top one has like 50 or more now. But yeah, it's a decent amount, especially for people who aren't used to having game passes. I know with game passes it makes the thing a lot quicker. So what you guys think is a long time for grinding is actually usually around a quarter of the length time spent because of game passes and stuff. But yeah, it's still pretty. It's still a decent amount. When intended, do you need to start getting 2 items, like 2 items without the loot gun? Eternal level 18, the ones in data stream can drop between 1 and 3 advanced parts, and 1 and 2, or in a few USB things. So yeah, that's all you need to get that. And we're starting to lag at the same exact place again, which is indicating to me that this is some sort of loading issue based on my position or which way I'm facing. Probably positional, though, so that's not good. Yeah, the CPU spike is really weird to see. We're going from basically normal to outlandish amounts every time we go over near the Blox Fight HQ, which is really, really weird. No idea what's causing that, but we'll see if it happens again. I mean, it's happened the last 4 times, so wouldn't expect it to go away anytime soon. What? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the double loot, the loot gums and the double items perk are pretty good. I mean, it's not happening this time, so maybe it is just a fluke. Could always just be a timing thing, and that's just the time that it always decides to spring up is when I'm over there, but yeah, whatever the case is, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, I think so far we have about 100 gum worth of items currently, but yeah. Plan on doing this for 2 hours. We've done about 15 minutes so far, so we're about a quarter done with the first hour. After each hour, I like to convert to break up the items I get that way. I like overcharging in this corner since it basically gets all of the ghosts from those 3 groups. And yeah, it's this way of grinding. I like gum grinding. It's probably my favorite thing to grind in the game. It's basically doing the same paths over and over and over again, which is, I mean, it's not always the most interesting, but for some reason it is quite relaxing and such. So, yeah. Yeah, you're live again. Yeah, I've actually been. I was thinking about doing a video today, but I decided on doing a stream. Oh man, this lag is unreal. Unreal. Let me check my task manager just for a quick second. Okay. Interesting. Alright. I'll check my CPU usage next time I start to spike. See if there's any inconsistencies. Let's grab another loot gum and start grinding. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like to stream. It's actually pretty fun. It allows me to get some stuff in Ghost Simulator on. Alright, let's go check my CPU usage. See what's spiking. Nothing is. Okay. Interesting. It's like it goes back to normal every time I go and check it. It's like a boiling pot in that manner, I guess. Where if I am going to go check it, nothing's going to be wrong, but you can clearly see something's going wrong. But yeah. You should add gum grinding to your top 10. I don't know exactly what you mean by top 10. I'm trying to remember if I've done anything. I've been thinking about doing a video about things that you should do instead of rebirthing. But yeah. It's the thing about streams like gum grinding. It's not really something that I know it's not the most interesting or informational video for people to watch, so it's not going to be something that people click on other than for like the live stream aspect of it, since live streams are inherently kind of interesting. Yeah, we seem to be having a little bit of problems being able to do 2 full cycles, which I'm usually able to do pretty nicely, but based off the lag I've been having, I don't know if it's going to be up the regular or not. This stream cool, but I also hear definitely worry about other stuff in real life. I mean, your top 10 staffing. Yeah, lots of clickbait out there. Let's see, where's that? Where did my task manager go? Interesting. It's like my computer doesn't know how much resources it has for the CPU, and it just decides, oh wait, we're running low or something. Because every time I go to look at my CPU usage, it's basically normal, and has like 50% left. So I have no idea why we're spiking in it. Of course, I don't really know computers, so I could be completely using all the wrong terms and have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah. I know how to match three-letter acronyms. That's about the extent of my my computer knowledge, is matching three-lettered acronyms. We might actually make a good whole cycle this time if I don't jinx it and my CPU starts to lag. Huh. Yeah, we're still only sitting around 40%, 50% of my CPU usage, and we're as you can see, thinks it's needs more. Yeah, I'm literally at 30% of my CPU usage. Interesting. Yeah, it is dying. It's a bit weird. I have no idea what's going wrong, but something is. Um, Wait, meta event is gone, bruh. Yeah. Ends it. Yeah, the metaverse. It's supposed to end today, I think. I don't know if it's when today, but it might have been earlier today, or it might be still later today. I'm not exactly sure when. I've not been following it, but yeah. Um, the Space Pink Man, I think that was Ren, if I'm not mistaken, and it was the one with like Adopt Me or something, which isn't really a surprise that the thing with the biggest fan base for it ended up being the winner. Because big games like that definitely will influence it a lot more than the standard games. Um, it hasn't been notified me about the streams. Yeah, YouTube. There's the bells actually allows you to set notifications for a channel. And the standard for YouTube is actually if you're subscribed, it's not to send you notifications. It's more of just to send or like have YouTube send you the videos every once in a while in your recommended feed rather than sending you notifications. So you actually have to go click if you want notifications the bell, which is actually why most YouTubers end up saying click that bell because they don't want you to be missing the opportunities to catch their content as soon as possible. So that really helps with the YouTube algorithm and such, people watching their content right as it's released. So that's usually why you end up hearing YouTubers asking people to subscribe and hit the bell because notifications aren't turned on by default for your subscriptions. Um, Interesting. YouTube's also very weird with that stuff. Um, even it sometimes is does it sometimes decides to undo some stuff that you do because of try to figure out ways to get better like audience retention and stuff. If maybe people weren't getting notified every once in a while that they'll watch more content. It's a lot about how you act with the content. Part of it could be me not uploading regularly, so YouTube's like, no one really needs to see his content. Um, yeah, YouTube algorithm is quite weird, and there's a lot of small peculiarities with it. So, yeah, which is another reason why you end up seeing people asking you to subscribe is because sometimes weird things happen and with YouTube, and there's really only so much you can do as a content creator to influence it. So, a lot of it's how your audience reacts. So asking for the continued support from your audience is one of the biggest ways that content creators can control their growth. But yeah, that's a lot of it's up to the audience. How many crystals keys do I have? 54. Oh yeah, YouTube. If you go contact their support, they can probably help you with that. The Roblox support can be quite helpful with small glitches like that. Um, yeah, we have. There's going to be there's going to be around 4 weeks of this event. So around June 4th, I'd guess this Easter event for Ghost Simulator to end. I think the Metaverse event, though, is ending today, so that Metaverse part of it will be cut out, so you won't be getting the badges for that. Mia will still be there, but she won't give you the badge. She'll still give you the pet and board from it, but other than that, they'll just remove the Metaverse part of it. Yeah, Roblox support is pretty good. Metaverse Champion crates open at May 20th. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I haven't done anything for Metaverse events, so I don't actually have anything from it, so I'm not really caring too much about when this stuff opens, but yeah, for anyone interested, that's apparently when they are. We've been grinding for now about 30 minutes towards my hour of gum, and I'm noticing a lot of lag, so it's not going to be the most efficient hour I've ever spent grinding gum. It'll probably be one of the least efficient hours I've spent grinding gum. Only just less efficient than when I end up doing bosses during the grind. So we'll see how this goes. I thought part 2. Yeah, part 2 will either be out today or next week. I think it's going to be out next week, and we'll have what current is. There's probably going to be new quest lines, or almost definitely going to be new quest lines. And then along with that, there's going to be 4 new ghosts at least, and 6 new quest line, and at least 1 new quest line. That's for sure, since there's 4 additional ghosts in the dungeon that we don't see in the event, and then hints about returning quest lines potentially from the developers. Likely there will be some more content in terms of items to collect. At least some new quest stuff, at the very least, but there might also be some more stuff in the shop. But we'll see. Why are there no vids on the stats of the meat pet? Because it really isn't too good. If you want to, you can go. There is a wiki with information on all the pet stats, which you can actually, if you just search up Ghost Simulator Wiki, you should be able to find it, and so you can find information on small stuff like that everywhere on it. So yeah, if you haven't, you can go check out the wiki and find information like that when you need. Yeah, yeah, I realized that, but its stat is like 202.8 and like 75, I think. Let me go check the wiki really quick so I don't give you false information. Mini Meep. Stats are 202.6 and 80.2. So yeah. If that helps you out. It's not the best. Yeah, it's not bad stats, but it's not really good compared to anything recently. It's still lower than the Mini Dutchman from that event. Yeah, it has stats. Just a second, I'm going to need to go do something on Discord. Real quick. So, the stream's buffering because my opening Discord and it needs to update, so sorry about that. I remember when I asked about Feather Shock. Oh, so it's basically boss event stats. Yeah, it's a little bit low. It's not really the best stats of everything. Man, Discord, you're taking forever to load. I need to go do something. Sheesh. All I needed to do was open Discord, and you decide to go give me the lag fest and the... Ugh. Okay. Alright. Yeah, this is... That's not being fun. Having to open Discord while streaming. That's why I usually have it closed, but there's something that's quite urgent for me to do. So... Alright. Never mind. Problem's already dealt with, but I needed to go check it out anyways. Yeah, there's some things that I realized. And it crashed. Dude, your stream is going to crash, and it crashed. Yeah, it's definitely opening and updating a Discord while having the stream ongoing and all that was not a very efficient move in terms of keeping my computer running. So it lagged out quite a bit. I'm kind of sorry about that. It should still be running. There we go. But yeah, we should be. Stream delay has now officially gone up a little bit because of that. I think it goes up with lag since my computer doesn't like handling the amount of stuff that you'd want that it's kind of needed for me to do streaming and stuff at the same time. But what? I'm trying to comprehend that. I asked maybe last stream about how much gum I would need for it. How many gems and glitchy lucky gum I'd need for it. Oh, for the cosmic wing, I'm guessing, or maybe, or for feather shock. Okay. I think I answered that one about correct. I think I don't remember exactly if I answered that one at all correct, but yeah, I think it was about like 2 million that you need, with like 30 glitchy lucky gum, but I'm not exactly sure at this point. Sheesh. Alright, let me go check my computer settings to make sure there isn't something completely obvious wrong with it. I saw it so many times and did not get it. Yeah, sometimes it's just very obnoxious being able to get that. Let's check options. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at my settings right now. I'm using, OBS, yeah. I have no idea if, I'm looking through my settings to see if I understand any of it, if there's anything that can, be changed or anything, but, yeah. Huh. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna guess that currently there is nothing I can really do about it, other than just living through it, which isn't bad. I mean, it's not bad lag, but it's definitely not the most friendly thing to be grinding with. Um, I think it's Roblox and being bad on the thing, but I have no clue. Whatever it is, my computer isn't liking it. And yeah, I am using OBS. Thank you. Thank you for suggestions on how to fix it. I really have no idea, so any suggestions you guys send is probably going to be better than whatever I'm trying. Just watching. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really care too much about politics, so yeah, most of that stuff I just don't particularly care about, or even know about. So yeah. How much is Lucky Cat worth? Not much. I would guess maybe. Yeah, I really don't know how much Lucky Cat's worth. Not much. It's better to have it for the stats than it is to trade. Um, it's not worth, or it might be worth some random a limited thing, but I think you can probably get 2 for it. But yeah, maybe about 1 of the limited store items, which is usually the what I like to think of things as, is how much they're worth in those items. Um, let's see. We've been grinding for about 45 minutes now. And yeah, it's been interesting. Hmm. Should I try to go get Mini Meep or Jeepers? I would say going for the board would probably be better. They aged better in terms of value, and the stats of the pet aren't really worthwhile, so going for the board would be better. Just hello, Nico. I think I missed you earlier. I tried to answer that value question, although I really don't know. Um, let's see. Alright. Let's see if that helps. I don't think I need to worry too much about this. Yeah, I know the interesting... Yeah, the stream's mostly just me trying to figure out why in the world I'm lagging so badly, and my computer isn't dedicating more CPU. It might be overheating problems. I think that's probably what it is, and if that's the case, then whatever I do is definitely not going to be helping. But I have no real idea what it is. It's not like my computer is that warm, but it is still just a laptop, so... I may just not know what the temperature should be at. But yeah, we're 45-minute mark now officially, so that means that we have about 15 more minutes left of grinding until I'm converting for the first time. Hopefully we can get like 3 to 4 boss gum from just this hour, even though it was inefficient. But yeah, from the basic math that I've done for this, it should be slightly more worthwhile for me to be grinding boss gum and then grinding jeepers. Since it takes about 20 minutes per a glitchy boss gum, and then 7 minutes for a jeeper fight, or not a jeeper, mini meat fight. And so that comes out to 27 minutes for 8 keys, which is just slightly faster than 28 it would normally be. So, yeah. Even at, like, those are like the high estimates of it, so I think it's going to be slightly less than 20 minutes per gum, and slightly less than 7 minutes per a key, which will actually boost up the efficiency, but whatever. Yeah, it's, with 2 times items, of course. Without 2 times items, it's almost definitely going to be faster for you just to grind the mini beep normally. But yeah. Let's see. Let's start another cycle with some loot gum. I really need to remember to restart my computer more often, since wow. Yeah. This is quite the lag session. And there it goes, fixing itself like nothing ever happened. Um, that's computers for you. But yeah, in the end, boards have always become more valuable than the pet. And even during the events, it's usually people prefer the board or the pet. Um, the only reason that there really was a point for people to go for the pet instead of the board, it was for stats. And historically, all of the mythicals so far have had, even this one's even lower stats than normal. But they've had low stats compared to other pets at the time, so the pets have become even worth less. But yeah. I wonder how much, one of the other things that doing this will definitely help with is the amount of, glitchy X gum I have, since using that during the boss fight is actually pretty good if you didn't use a, boss gum. Since you can use that and sell for, a lot of ecto tokens, which you can then go convert for, large amounts of gems after the event's over for chances at grinding for some classifieds. Like, currently with 30 million gems, it's not that much. A lot of grinders can grind for billions in a pretty quick amount of time. Most of that's due to now with the Rebirth perks, you can get 30% more currency. But yeah. Wow. I think we're just going to live through the lag and accept the consequences of it, rather than worrying too much about trying to fix it from now on, since I think I'm just going to accept it as normal. Even though this is definitely not normal for my computer. I wonder if we might get onto the leaderboard today with this grinding. I have no idea how much I've grinded so far today. Probably not too much. But yeah, it's definitely a potential for me to get on the bottom of the leaderboard today. Not going to be anywhere higher than like 10th place. But it might happen. But we'll see how far I can get. One of the big things though is this will help me both later in the rebirth grinding too, since the loot gum that I'll begin from this will be quite helpful for that. Not that I was running low yet, but I was starting to dip a little bit, so going to help a decent amount. If I do end up getting a rift gum at any point from my gum grinding, I will be using it to figure out how much its multiplier really is, since I know that's been a really big there's been a lot of random numbers being put out that are quite far from accurate. So I'll be doing either a video on that or just getting information from that, so that people people can be educated about what the multiplier for Rift Gum is. At the same token, I do kind of need to get basic Rift Gum and then also Ghostly Rift Gum if I really care that much about it. Which I don't really plan on grinding for the Ghostly, but the Rift Gum isn't too hard to grind for, so that I might end up grinding for some basic Rift Gum too if I end up getting a Glitchy Rift Gum. Since the items you can get from the main hub, they drop in large quantities for the ones that convert a lot, rather than the rest of the other places. They actually drop in lower quantities the better it is. Other than like here in the back door, that's pretty equal across the board for how much they drop compared to. I mean, it does increase slightly better here in the last 3 areas for their conversion, but yeah. Hi, can I get good pets? I'm currently not doing giveaways for stuff. Hello, George. Honestly though, if you have already the code pets from the 2 codes currently out, which is Meta and 2 years, those pets are way better than OP. Like, those are the best godly pets you can get in the game, which is going to be much better than what anyone really gets in their normal grind. So if you already have those pets, I'm quite annoyed that you're asking for free pets, since that is kind of one of those things that the more experienced players are getting really annoyed at. Just people getting overpowered pet codes and then still begging for more pets. I know you may have just been asking politely, but it does come off slightly as begging. But yeah. Yeah. Those pets are better than anything I was using before our Rebirths came out, so yeah. I went through all the back door without any really useful game passes, and with lower stat pets than those, so yeah. Well, I think Big Cheese may be the best wildly, but I'm sure. No, but Big Cheese is quite bad. If you look at its stealth stats compared to its vacuum stats, even though it has the best vacuum stats of a godly pet, its stealth stats, which is the one that most people actually care about when grinding, since the vacuum is really kind of nullified by the ghost respawn time after a certain point. It's really the stealth stats that matter a lot. So. Since its cell stats are so horrible, worse than, like, basically anything, it's not too good. I think probably one more gum and then we'll be able to convert. We should probably see ourselves popping up onto the leaderboard by the end of hour 2, I think, at this rate. I'm not quite exactly sure how fast we're grinding ectoplasm for the leaderboard, but I can't imagine we're doing too bad of a rate. I know with the lag it's going to be a little bit worse than I'm used to, which that's something that's been popping its ugly head up with the as of pretty recently, actually. So it's quite annoying. What is the 2 codes for good pet? Meta and 2 years. You have to be in the Roblox group to enter them. So that Meta with a E, and then 2 years with just the number 2, and then years after it. No special characters that one. Yeah, they're quite overpowered. They might be they might expire by the end of the day, so because I know Metaverse ends today, and I don't know about 2 years. It might be up, might still be up in a year, like 1 year was. But you'll just have to wait and see. Should I try to get decent vacuum rate with good sell rate? The best is most pets other than Big Cheese have normal rates between their cell and their vacuum, so not a big, really, it's not really a big deal to check. Just sort your inventory by ecto token rate rather than vacuum rate when selecting your pet, and then just select your best ones. It's not too difficult. So for instance, instead of, when you come over to your pets, instead of just doing by rarity or vacuum rate, come over and select Ecto Token, and that'll be the best ones. I think probably, I'm trying to determine whether or not it's going to be better for me to switch from my May Dutchman to a Lucky Cat. Probably not big deal, but yeah, I think I'll be fine for now. But yeah, let's go convert our current items to gum and see how that goes. Alright, thanks. Yeah, you're definitely welcome. Can I add you? Currently not accepting friend requests from my streams, since if I accept one of you guys, everyone who I don't accept will feel left out. And I only have a limited number of friend spaces. Although if you want to join me in public servers, my droids are always on open, so you can always go and do that. Let's see. So you can always go follow me and, or not even follow me, you can just join my profile if I'm ever in a public server. So let's go convert all of these, insert items, to Glitchy Boss Gum, which isn't bad. I mean, it's expected that I got pretty low numbers since I was kind of lagging a lot during that grind, so not unexpected that I didn't get good stuff. Ah, okay, I understand. What is your name? My name's same as my YouTube highest. I try to keep my name similar across all the different things I use, just so I don't have to worry about people getting confused. It looks like we're already on the leaderboard. We're number 14th, which is kind of surprising that only took just under an hour of very inefficient grinding to get there. Looks like we've gotten a lot more loot gum though too, so that's nice to see, since loot gum is one of those things that I always like to have a lot of. And you can never, you end up running out of it quite quicker than most other gums, in my experience. Like even Lucky Gum, even though it's rare, I use it a lot less than I do Lucky Gum or Loot Gum. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Yeah, I try to keep my name similar across all the different platforms. I've already said that. Yeah, one of the things I really like is being able to recognize someone no matter what. And not just like having random stuff, different names and all that, and constantly changing stuff is something I don't really like to do very often. Since I feel like it just makes you look makes it look like you question yourself a lot more, and all that, so, yeah. I'm joining you. I'm currently in a private server, so no one can really join me. I prefer to grind in private servers, so I don't have to deal with people. Anyways, I think the only place that you can actually join someone off their profile is in the main hub since Ghost Simulator is divided into the multiple different server worlds or whatever you want to call them. So yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. So only really if I'm in a main hub will people be able to join me, and I'm very rarely in a main hub server. Let's go. Did we just use it? Yes, I did just use it. Pretend you guys did not see that. Because that's a little bit embarrassing that I misclicked, but whatever. Whatever. Let's see. Yeah. Grinding gum is a very, actually, it's, I know a lot of people, don't really like grinding games, I know, but, grinding for gum is actually quite nice. You get a lot of good stuff, and it's also, pretty variable, so, it doesn't really get as boring as some other grinding, like grinding for gems can sometimes just get really boring really quick, whereas, like, grinding for gum, it's pretty unique, and you can get quite a lot of good stuff pretty easily. So yeah, it's probably the best way to grind for grinding Ghost Simulator, other than maybe Rebirths now, but yeah, both of those though require 2x items for the most efficient. So if you do have the Robux, definitely putting the Robux into buying the 2x items is worthwhile and quite overpowered. Yeah, because of how the private servers work in Ghost Simulator, you really can't even join people once they're not in the main hub of their private server. So by the fact that I'm in a backdoor server in a private server, no one can even join me, which, I mean, it's both good and bad, since if you want to play with your friends or do something in somewhere other than the main hub, it gets really obnoxious not being able to do that. But on the flip side, if you're actually wanting to grind, it's really helpful not having your friends come join you. Even though having your friends join you is fun, sometimes it's a little bit annoying when you're trying to grind and they come and join you. So yeah. Let's see. We have around, I have no idea how much gems that is in, bit tokens, or ectobits, or whatever they're called. But whatever it is, I think it's a decent amount of gems worth. I think once we're done with this Easter event grinding, we should have enough gems to make a decent shot at some good classified, or at the very least a zing. I think we'll be able to do that, and of course, before that, I probably will need to clear out my inventory a little bit, down to like 12 or so purples, since having the 300. So I mean, as cool as it is, it's not really the most efficient use of my space. But yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I'm expecting to get around 6, I think, Glitchy Boss Gums from this, which will translate into about 42 minutes worth of bosses in the Metaverse event, or spring event, or whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, I'll probably end up grinding more than just that amount of bosses, but that's how many I'll be able to get with the glitchy boss I'll have. After that, though, I can still be using X Gum for increased amount of gems from the cell. And overall, I think this will just be a pretty efficient use of my time. Overall, it's actually quite efficient for you to go grind the Glitchy Boss Gum, since it takes me about 20 minutes using glitchy loot and 2x items to get another glitchy boss, which is a little bit quicker overall when you combine it with the time that it takes to grind a meat. That's actually less than 4 times the time it takes to just grind a meat. So in terms of math, it actually works out to be slightly more efficient to be grinding gum, just in terms of boss keys. But once you add in the fact that you get a lot of other gum and just all the other stuff that you can get from grinding gum first, it actually turns out to be quite a bit more efficient. For instance, I have a small chance of getting a Rift Gum each time, which is pretty nice to have that small chance, because if that even pays out once, it's going to be pretty much worthwhile. Yeah. Doing the math on that sort of thing, although I don't know exactly how long it takes me to grind a single boss gum, having rough math like that is pretty helpful for justifying some of your grinds. Let's go grab that one on the way out, and then grab all 3 of those. Yeah, misclicks are your worst enemy when it comes to grinding ghosts. So if you misclick a single time, you end up having to spend like 3 times longer in an area, which, I mean, 3 times longer doesn't seem much to be 1 second, but when you're on a tight schedule, it turns into quite a lot of time. But yeah, you eventually start to get the feel of a grind and able to do it more and more consistently. I mean, lag is definitely playing a big part into my current efficiency, since it is being a little bit annoying compared to what I normally have when I'm grinding. I know in my I think that's a new Ghost Simulator bug that's turning up that's causing the lag. Seeing how a lot more people have complained about it, and I haven't had much issues in the past. Of course, as I said earlier, it could be a computer issue. Not being able to handle all the CPU requests or something efficiently. But yeah, I think the handlers of computer are probably going to be pretty good at handling that stuff. So yeah. Alright, we'll go do that, charge. Let's see how far we get up the leaderboard today. I'm going to guess we'll probably end up around 8th place by the end of this stream, which isn't bad. It's not the best I've been top 1 on the daily before, but yeah, daily really isn't too big of a deal, especially for this game. Getting on the top of the daily isn't really that difficult. But yeah, sometimes it says that Metaverse Champion Event Season 2. Really? That would be whack. I mean, I like how the Metaverse worked, but I feel like it was just too off. I mean, too many games for people to 100%, which is actually, I like to 100% things, and then just not really well played out for how organized the games were. Since a lot of games had some small bugs, there's a lot of weird things going on with, based off the amount of players each game had. So like, Adopt Me ended up just shooting above with the amount of players because of, just because it has a lot of players, it ended up carrying a large amount of badges for that team. And yeah, if that was to happen again, I might do it. It wasn't that bad, especially since compared to Egg Hunt, it actually has usable avatar pieces and stuff like that, but yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that where it's like you at first think it's going to be a lot worse than what it ends up being. Um, like at first I thought the Metaverse event was going to be a lot worse than the egg hunt that it replaced. But I mean, technically, since it has usable stuff, it actually makes sense. And then you could also argue Easter is a religious affiliation, which you really don't want to be having a big company with random religious stuff like that that people complain about, since that turns into a whole big mess that you, as a company, really don't want to deal with. But yeah, I'm glad I did the egg hunt last year. I kind of wish it was still ongoing, but at the same time, I understand that there's definitely Roblox has its reasons for removing it. And it does kind of make sense to have something usable. I've also heard that they've kind of wanted to do something Metaverse theme or whatever, or some combination of something Metaverse-wise for the whole thing. Instead of it, like it not being just a single event and it actually being a long-term part of Roblox Metaverse thing, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really part of that rumor or listening to too much news about Roblox at all, so definitely could be wrong in that respect. 30 seconds left. I'm trying to figure out how far I can get in 30 seconds. Not far, I don't think. I'll probably have to call it on those. But yeah, building something like that, your company, where it's just getting something that you stand for, is actually quite good for companies to do. Makes it more memorable and all that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely good on Roblox for trying that. Probably around number 11 now. Yep. And so, yeah. We'll just keep grinding items until the hour is up. We're about 15 minutes in so far. So about 45 left, which is going to take a little bit of time. But yeah. Yeah, grinding gum's probably one of the best things that you can do to get better. It's really helpful to do this before rebirthing. I know a lot of people with rebirths in the game just want to go straight to a rebirth, but it's actually quite helpful for you to grind some gum before rebirthing, just so that your next life you can end up cruising quite quickly through it, rather than having to get stuck up with the items in the back door. Even if it's just basic gum or just a small bit of glitchy gum, it's going to be quite good. Especially converting your items, all the random items that you have before rebirthing, is definitely a must-do. I know a lot of people end up just chilling and forgetting about that on their first life, since I think I probably did. Not 100% sure, I may have remembered, but yeah, remember to convert items and gems too, since those aren't automatically done. As much as that would be cool to have it automatically done, it isn't. So yeah. Also seem to be not doing the most efficient. I remember being able to do a full 4 cycle in the 2 minutes of the gum, or 2 cycles of it. A full 4 biome cycle twice in the time of it, but that might just be me remembering when I was doing a 3 biome cycle for it. But yeah. Yeah, this is definitely the most efficient way I've found to grind gum, is just alternating between these last few areas. But yeah. Yeah, grinding gum is quite actually entertaining. It's not as like instantly rewarding as grinding bosses for those item drops, but on the flip side, it is definitely a lot lot longer of a long-term investment, since you do end up getting a lot more gums, which you can then turn around and use for gum grinding and for other things. So yeah. Yeah, gum grinding is quite nice to do. It's probably currently the best thing for you to be doing. Maybe might be better for you to rebirth grind, since you do get quite a bit of tycoons from that, which can really help with your gem grinding in the long term. But yeah, in short term, gum grinding is quite efficient. At some point, I really need to work on my rebirth count. I mean, 6 is a lot, but there's people out there with 50-ish. Over the summer, depending on if I have free time. Recently, it was brought to my attention that there's an internship opportunity to help out with some stuff. I don't know if it was paid or not. I don't think I'll be doing it if it isn't paid, but yeah. My mom's like, hey, here's this opportunity for you, and I'm like, looks like a job. And as much as I would like to get a job, I also do like creating Ghost Similar content and grinding, just having fun on games rather than getting a job. So we'll see what comes out of that. But yeah. One of the things I really do need to try to do more is just around the house is remembering to walk my dog more often. She likes walks, and I sometimes end up forgetting about taking her. There's a lot of us that do end up taking her though, so she's not neglected too much. But the walks help me too with just getting some exercise done, and in the long term, it's definitely going to be better for me to do walks with her than doing these videos. But yeah. Finally, I can join your stream again. Yeah, my streams are so inconsistent that I know a lot of people have difficulty knowing when the next one is. And it's really all about whether or not I feel like I have time to do it. Since, I mean, probably currently I should be working on homework and stuff, since I have some stuff due beginning of next week. But at the same time, it isn't due till then, so I don't really need to worry too much about it. So we're just going to do the push it off till tomorrow strategy that everyone likes to do with homework, and just hope it does itself, which it never ends up doing. But you know what? I can always imagine. But yeah, at some point I really do need to do some X grinding too in here, since using X gum to grind is also quite helpful. Since it allows you to get some gems. I think before that though, I'll probably put like 3 or 4 rebirths into tycoons. We'll see it. We'll see what I feel like I have time to do in the next 3 months. But yeah, it's there's a lot of things about a game where it's like it's based on how much time you have and you're willing to put into it. Like with Ghost Simulator, I don't have as much time as I'd like to, and at the same time, the time I do have, I end up wasting a lot more on other stuff, like watching YouTube videos for 5 hours a day, and yeah, just being completely unproductive. But yeah. Yeah, I've been talking about getting a schedule set for streams, but I can't imagine I'll be that devoted to getting a schedule out before like the middle of the summer. A lot of it has to do though with what I see based off my YouTube statistics. So if a lot more people come out to my streams that I schedule that happen every week compared to like when I do them randomly, we'll see. I know my streams aren't usually at the most opportune time for people to join them. They're usually pretty early in the morning on weekdays, So lots of people have difficulty since they're in school during those times to come out to them, which, I mean, it is a problem, but that's just kind of when I have the time. Since I do have college classes later in the day, usually as late as on Monday, I have them late as 6 p.m., 6 to like 8:20, which, I mean, as much as I like having them late because that gives me time, it's not always the best to have that time, since that's usually when people are home and wanting to watch YouTube. Yeah. It does help a little bit, me being in the Pacific time, since that does end up putting a 3-hour additional time afterwards for all the people in the East Coast, which is actually quite a bit of people. But yeah, East Coast, and so some people from there are able to catch them. But yeah, overall, I think it's probably I need to figure out a better time to stream, like middle of the day or afternoon, instead of just early morning every once in a while. So a set schedule and better streaming time is probably going to be one of my first things to worry about. But yeah. We'll call that explosion good. I think I only got one ghost from that end room, but I really don't. It's more about getting in and out of there quick, since that's a giant detour compared to the whole route in general. Let's go grab these 3. Okay. I think we should be around number 10. No, we're already up to number 9. So we might be getting a little bit higher on the leaderboard than I thought. Depending on how much I slow down during the Metaverse grinding, or the spring event, or whatever you want to call that mini Meep Boss grind. Since that's going to be a little bit slower than anything else. Let's see. Grab those 2. Alright, looks like we get all but the last one in that room, which is perfectly fine. Yeah. This is definitely going to be shaping up to a lot better than the first hour I was spent. The CPU hasn't decided to be stupid yet, so we haven't had the overabundance of lag yet, so that's good. It's strange when it was happening. I'm assuming it was just something to do with me messing with the settings too. Constantly deciding, yeah. But anyways, we seem to be doing good for now. Hopefully I didn't jinx it and all of a sudden we have immense amounts of lag on from now on. But we only have around, I think we're about 30 minutes into this grind only. So we have about 30 minutes left of gum grinding, and then I'll be taking my time to go look into or do some Meep grinding. We'll do that. But yeah. Overall, I think this will be probably a pretty efficient stream. We'll see. We'll see how much keys I end up getting by the end of this, compared to my last 3-ish hours of Meep, which I put in the last stream. Got me about 54 keys. So we'll see if this can get me any better in 3 hours, or if it's going to be around the same efficiency. But I think it'll be, if anything, it'll only be like 1 or 2 keys faster, or I guess 2 to 6, since I have 2 times items, so I can't have an odd amount. But yeah, again, I can't imagine it'll be too much faster. Of course, grinding this, I mean, according to the math I've done, it's going to be at least a small bit faster, but how much of that is going to be noticeable versus just Small difference. It remains to be seen. I'm going to go and join you when you start in the meta event. Yeah, I think you have to be my friend to join there, since it is still a different world. But yeah, I'm trying to, I kind of wish that Ghost Simulator had found a way to allow people to join you in different servers other than main hub off your profile. Unfortunately, as of right now, it's only that. You used to, back when they had the minutes waiting and you just stood in a circle waiting to be teleported, that allowed people to go into servers together. But unfortunately, they decided that it'd be better off being able to teleport instantly, which, I mean, is kind of annoying. It does... It has its benefits and its downsides doing it that way. Easiest benefit to see is when you're playing alone, you don't need to worry about waiting the minute or so for the train to leave, like you had to for the first few events. But downside is quite clearly the fact that you can't join someone into the thing unless you're friends with them. But yeah. Alright, bye. Yeah. Let's see. We are now exactly on the 30-minute mark. So we're about halfway done with the last hour of grinding, which I haven't really been paying attention to the my gum usage, so I don't know if I'm on track gum-wise. I'm probably one behind the 2-minute divisible thing. The amount that I should have used, but whatever. But yeah. We'll go do that. I've also noticed during this grind that this number, actually, I say that and then it ends up with that too. I was about to say that number no longer ends up sitting on the random odd numbers that it has before, but it looks like it still does, so I take that back. Like a lot occasionally, or a lot in before, you'd end up seeing your number at like ending with like a 991 or whatever from just some overflow from, or underflow or something from the number fractions based on your ghost speed. But yeah, it looks like that's still going to be a small problem. It has a small bit to do with how it calculates how much it takes to vacuum each of these, since it takes a little bit at a time, and if you have, for instance, just one left, you can do your whole statistical vacuum from that. But yeah, let's see. Should be able to do an overcharge in that corner. Gum grinding just feels correct. I mean, I wish I was able to do a full double cycle in the 2 minutes I have gum-wise. It looks like I'm only able to do about 1.5, which it's just kind of what it is. I was able to do a full 2 cycle when I was doing just 3 areas, but I guess now that I'm starting to incorporate that 4th Agents HQ, which is quite a bit out of the way, it's definitely becoming a little bit harder to, yeah, to get it all in time, so, but yeah. I think this is still probably slightly more efficient, though, than, it's definitely more efficient in terms of, things other than just items, and because these do drop more, they have more health, which means you get more leaderboard stat, and then they also drop more gems, so you get more gems from that, and also currency. So Overall, it's going to definitely be more efficient, but in terms of just items, it might be slightly slower. But yeah. Yeah, it's like gum in that respect, where being slightly slower in terms of grinding for one thing, like with the boss keys, even if it is slightly slower in terms of amount of boss keys I get per time spent grinding, it's still going to give me some other small boosts in other gums. And overall, it kind of just pays off, even if it's slightly slower in the primary grinding objective. But yeah. Primary objective for this stream will be getting some crystal keys, which I, based off the math, is going to be slightly more efficient just to grind for some Glitchy Boss Gum, and then use that on the mini Meep Boss. Or, not mini Meep Boss, just the Meep Boss. But yeah, I'm going to be definitely getting a lot of other additional side benefits from grinding gum, like a little bit of gems, a lot of currency to go convert to gems, and yeah, just overall it'll be good. I think the new gem boards from the unlockable section of my inventory, I will need to do some dedicated grinding for those, since one of them's 1 billion and I don't even have 1 billion overall gems. It might be more worthwhile for me to go for some tycoons before doing that. I think so I can get a little bit more gem drops, but we'll see. We'll see what I have time for. Yeah. Definitely the tycoons are definitely going to be definitely are quite good for grinding. We're already up to number 7th place. We have about 25 more minutes left for grinding wise. But yeah, we're making good progress in terms of the leaderboard. I was expecting leaderboards to be a little bit more competitive, since mini meat grinding can be quite. It is a grind that you can do. It's not super efficient, but it's still going to be something that some people are going to be getting a leaderboard position from, which is all fine. Honestly, the higher the leaderboard people are, the better I think the game's doing. So, yeah, not a bad thing when it takes me forever to get onto the leaderboard. In all honesty, I'm probably a very casual gamer, so me getting on the leaderboard is a bigger achievement than it really most people would think it is. Let's grab all of these really quick. Just grab that one since I don't want to take too much time here. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, I think we're just going to, from now on, just kind of ignore misclicks and just move on and not spend some extra time worrying about it. But yeah. We've already got a total of 4 Glitchy Boss Gum. I know I had 2 of those to begin with, from some casual gum grinding I did earlier, like yesterday. Yesterday. I'm trying to think if it was earlier today or yesterday, and yeah, I did a little bit of casual gum grinding yesterday, and that really helped me out a bit. But yeah, let's see. I'm definitely starting to get a little bit more into the rhythm of this grind than I was before. At that time, I was almost able to complete. A lot of that has to do with skipping some ghosts, I guess, but at the same time, it does feel nice to get closer and closer to 2 complete cycles each time. Let's grab those 2. this will definitely not be anywhere near 2 full cycles with all the time I've wasted. So, yeah. But really, just the most efficient you can do is the most efficient you can do each time. And even if you're slightly slow, you're still going to be making the net gains with gum. Like even when I didn't have 2 times items, I was still making a net gain in gum from literally just grinding the agent's HQ, which, if you do the math on that, that is quite ridiculous that you're able to make a net gain grinding one area without 2 times items, compared to with it. But yeah. How much more time do we have? We have about 20 more minutes worth of gum grinding ahead of us, so that should be about 1 more Glitchy Boss Gum from all this, which will be definitely worthwhile. Hello, Ayub. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming out. I think I've seen you from some previous streams. Of course, I could be wrong, since I am very bad at remembering people. But yeah, welcome back to another stream. This one, title and description of it say I'm going to be grinding items, and then for the first 2 hours, which is about 20 more minutes, and then after that I'm going to be going over and grinding some Meep Bosses for some crystal keys. So we'll see how many crystal keys I get, since that's the main objective of any of my streams that are going to be happening during this spring event. Hopefully y'all are staying hydrated and drinking enough water, since that's something I've not really haven't been being bad at it, but I definitely probably need to drink a little bit more water each day. Hello, Mirror. Whatever your name is. Don't remember seeing you before, so welcome to stream. Grinding Ghost Simulator, it's a Roblox game, if you aren't aware. I mean, you probably know what it is, since you probably searched for it, but I know some random people come out to streams like this, because YouTube's like, hey, you can have this random recommended, and it's just what you end up clicking on. Yeah, YouTube algorithm is weird. It is doing its job, but it is still weird. Stuff it does. But yeah. For instance, some of my videos decided to become popular even though, like, no effort was put into them. Like, most of my most popular videos, at least the 2 over 10K, there's absolutely nothing, no real thought went into it, and it was just kind of, I decided to make a video just because, and YouTube was like, hey, you can have 10,000 views, and I'm like, what? That was not even a good video. For instance, my most popular video, is terrible. No quality, uses the Roblox chat feature to communicate, which I think you've all watched videos in the past where people use the Roblox chat to communicate, and it's just all low quality video content, and thinking about it just is bleh. But yeah, YouTube is weird, but it does allow free sponsoring of videos, and that's fine, and its algorithm does serve a purpose, so yeah. Let's see. About 7 more gum usage until we convert, I think. Maybe 8. Actually, it might be a little bit more than that. I'm not very... Sometimes my math brain decides to go, nope, we're not doing math today. And it is what it is. I know a lot of people don't like math, especially since school usually teaches it badly, but I'm actually usually fine with math, as long as it's intuitive as to why something works that way. If it isn't intuitive, I don't like math. Like currently I'm doing matrix stuff, and most of it's because I've not been paying attention in class, class, but I'm not really understanding some of the current concepts on like what the vector use of a line is and all that stuff. So I really have no clue what's going on. But yeah. But yep. Yeah, and I can't really tell the difference between like what's a point and what's a plane, and it just turns into a giant mess when I'm trying to solve my current math class. So yeah, a lot of it's probably due to me doing stuff like Go Simulator instead of paying attention in class, but you know, it's I'm getting a taste for what it's like to not understand math. But yeah. I'm currently working on some actual fun stuff though, since I'm going into a computer and software development career, which is actually, I quite enjoy writing code and stuff like that, so it's definitely nice to have all that stuff in front of me and have fun with it, and so writing lots of programs. Hello, Antonio, Tony, it's quite early for a stream, so I know not a lot of people are actually coming out to it, so it's nice to see the few people that can make it out, and saying hi in chat. But yeah. Yep. We're already done 1 hour of the thing, and we're only like 15 minutes away from getting done with the second hour of gum grinding, so we'll be switching over to mini meep grinding shortly. The goal for the stream is just to get as many crystal keys as possible, which I think, according to the math, the brief little math I did, of like 20 plus 7 using random numbers that I feel like somewhat justify the time for them. It is slightly quicker for me to be doing this way instead of the normal just solid meat grinding. I mean, technically speaking, it is better for me to be using the the gum on the final boss, but I think in terms of value, it's probably better this way, especially since I want to get one of like everything. Maybe not getting a mini meat, but I want to get at least the mythical board and everything goblin down. So might be missing the mini meat pet at the end of this event, but other than that, I'm planning on having everything. So yeah, we'll see how far I can get. It might end up being like the Halloween event last year, where I end up with 150 keys and just end up spending them all on getting nothing. But we'll see. Who's your pet? Currently equipped, I have, those are my cosmetic packs currently equipped. I have Oculus Overseer, a Mini Dino, or Mini King, I guess is what's technically called, and Mini Final, and Mini Dutchman, which are pretty good in stats. And then for my cosmetic pets, I have a Snowflake, all the purple pets-ish, and then a Silk Weaver. So yeah, that's what I currently have. A country or island or place. Oh wow! Ouch. Yeah, that does not sound fun. Nukes are not fun. It's probably not a nuke. If it'd be big news if a nuke went off anywhere. Those things are ridiculous. It's probably just a bombing, but yeah, that's still insane that that would happen. If that is actually what happened. But yeah, I don't follow the news too much, and I really wouldn't. I don't I don't really consider it worth my time to be following big news. If it's going to affect me, I'll hear about it sooner or later. Anyways, so no reason to be following news for stuff that isn't going to affect me and is just kind of will cause some undue anxiety and stuff. Boom, we'll do that. I'm really glad that the lag present in the first half of this stream so far kind of went away. That's been really nice to see happen. No idea why it popped up in the first place, but it's glad to see that it's gone. Yeah. Yeah, we're still not the meta event, which I'm waiting for you to run. That'll be happening in about 10 minutes. I'll switch over to grinding the Metaverse. I'll probably start off in public servers, and then just, since it really isn't too much more efficient most of the time for me to be grinding in a private versus a public. But yeah, if it's too bad, in terms of people just not helping, then yeah, I'll be switching back over to private. But for the beginning part of it, I'll at least be in public server, which I don't think anyone will really be able to join me off my profile. But if you guys hop a little bit, you might be able to find me. But yeah, wonder what the player count for Ghost Simulator is at currently. Since we're nearing the end of the Metaverse event, so it kind of makes sense for the player count to be starting to dwindle a little bit compared to the high it was at earlier. But yeah, let's go charge. About 5 more gum usages before the end of this gum grinding. Probably will only be 4, but since I'm bad at efficiently using gum, and I am kind of getting tired of it a little bit. I know I've grinded gum for longer than this, but at the same time, it's doing the same thing for too long does kind of get a little bit. Start using overcharge. Overcharge wasn't quite ready. What's your rebirth at? My rebirth, I'm currently at six rebirths. I went for three divine. Or first, I went for the top 3. So Lucky Eyes, Ghost of the Vision, and Master Hunter in no particular order. And then I went for 3 Oculus Overseers to help with my stat team. For the next few rebirths, I'll probably be ending up either doing more Oculus Overseers, since those are quite good in stats, or more likely I'll end up going for some Tycoons, getting like 3 of each Tycoon for my next 9 rebirths. We'll see how that goes. I know, for instance, that might be worthwhile for me to buy the 2x Ecto token Game Pass before going for Tycoons, since that's a big boost overall without having to put much into it, but we'll see. Hi, I have a question. What place gives you a lot of items that give you a lot of gum at the same time? In terms of overall gum, the ice caves in the main hub, if you only care about basic gum, you can go there for the ghosts there drop a ridiculous amount of items and convert at a 10-to-1 ratio, which is the best ratio in the main hub. In terms of other places, what I'm doing currently, the last 4 areas in a sort of cycle, will also do pretty good for conversion rate. But yeah, one of those 2 places, I wouldn't suggest. I don't think there's any good place in the Ghost World to grind for gum. So yeah, either the ice cave in few areas around there for main hub, or if you want glitchy gum instead, you can go for doing what I'm doing right here in the back door. But yeah, I have 3. 3 is quite a bit, honestly. I know I say 6 isn't a lot of the time, but I know 6 and anywhere more than like 2 is actually quite good, and shows that you've grinded at least a little bit for rebirths. If you don't have 2 at times items, definitely having that 3 is actually quite ridiculous. I think that'd be the most amount I've heard from someone without 2 times items. Since 2 times items, grinding without 2 times items is a lot harder for many reasons for Rebirths. But yeah, 3 is enough. I think that's, if you've gone for the top 3 each time, you're basically at that point where you can either you can stop worrying about Rebirths too much for a little bit, and just worry about grinding. But yeah, 3's good. 3 is quite good. But yeah. I know there are people out there with 50 rebirths, and you're like, oh man, I only have 3. But you have to remember, those people have spent like 6 hours, or at least 4 hours a day on each day, basically grinding for that. And yeah, it's for a casual player, any more than like 2 is actually a decent amount of rebirths. Basically what I think about is a casual player, 1 is basically guaranteed. 2 is if you've casually grinded a little bit since then, and then 3 is at that point where you're actually somewhat grinding the game a little bit to get 3. But yeah. We're making pretty good pace on this cycle. We will at least be able to complete all the ghosts from here. Which is usually I don't even get this far, but yeah, about 3 more gums left, which should bring us to a pretty good amount of items for this. Hopefully we get at least 3 Glitchy Boss Gum. I'm hoping for 4. Especially since this has been a lot more efficient than my last time grinding gums, since I haven't had as much lag. It's going to be a lot better. But yeah. You have private server? Yeah, I have a private server. I'm currently in it, and I prefer private servers since I don't have to deal with people grinding the same places I am. The other question I saw, any good mythical pets worth grinding for? Actually, once you get the ghostly vision loot bags or the lucky eyes, taking some time to get like 1 or 2 of those is actually quite good. They're the best, easiest to get stats in the game, other than maybe Oculus Overseer. But yeah, especially Lucky Cat. It respawns every minute and it drops 1 for everyone. So if you don't have game passes or gum, you can go for Lucky Eyes and then just grind that out for a few hours, and then have like 200 or so loot bags, which you can get like easily 3 or 4 Lucky Cats from. So yeah. I've come to the live stream, but I can't stay long. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, definitely I encourage people not to be spending more time than they have on this stream. I know YouTube's a very big rabbit hole, and you can end up getting sucked in for way longer than you intended. But yeah, I think this will probably be the last gum usage for this gum grinding episode, or gum grinding part of this stream. After which we will switch over to grinding the Meep Boss, and see how many goes to skis. Yeah. Let's see, there's a different question. No, there wasn't a different question that I needed to answer. I'm going crazy. I could have sworn there was someone else that asked a different question, but turns out nope. But yeah. This is going to be the last time we use a gum, so we'll hopefully get enough items here to convert for a decent rate. We'll grab all of these. Or charge these 2 groups, and then spend here. honestly, efficiency isn't really a big deal too much. I know it can help a lot, but honestly, being inefficient is still going to be a pretty good net gain for grinding gum. So it doesn't matter too much being 100% efficient with all my overcharges and stops for vacuums and stuff. But yeah. Like this is probably this is about where I'd consider the medium efficiency grind with overall, since I am spending a lot more time than I know pros. Pros usually end up getting the whole 2-cycle done in time, but you know, I'm not a professional. There we go. And that'll be it. That will be all the gum grinding we'll do. We'll go convert real quick. And yeah, this will hopefully we can get like 4 Glitchy Boss Gum. Although I'm only really expecting 3. Yeah, looks like we have a lot more items than we did last time we converted. Mostly just due to it not lagging as much overall. So yeah, there's 115 items. There's another 100 items. Another 100 items, and then 130 items from there. So that's about 400 items worth of, or 100 gums, 400 gums worth of items. 430. Okay, only 3 glitchy boss, but that's good. We got 70 glitchy loot though, so that's pretty nice in itself. But yeah, I think now that we're done with that, I don't think there's anything I need to do left in the back door. So I think it's over to Mate Hub and the Metaverse. So I said I'll jump into a public server, so I'll go do that. Wait, if you got every mythic boss pet, like you had all the classifieds and quest pets, what should you do in the game? You could grinding for more classifieds always fun. It's really those kind of goals is what you set for yourself. Like if you set your goal for just collecting every pet, that might take forever, but once you get there, setting your own goals. Like for me, my goals I don't really have goals in the game yet. I mean, getting one of everything is going to be pretty cool, but not really something that I have a goal for. But yeah. Yep, came just in time. Yeah, I'm switching over to the Metaverse event. I'm picking this up because why not? It's free like 400,000 gems or something, 800,000 maybe. I'm not exactly sure how much gems it is, but it's basically free gems. But yeah, we definitely supplemented our glitchy gum inventory quite a bit. We're up to 7 glitchy boss gums, which should last about 49-ish minutes. And also along with that, we have back up to 300 plus glitchy loot and over 100 glitchy X. So that's good. What are the stats of the Mr. Meat Pet? You can find information like that on the wiki. It's 202.6 and 80.2, I think. Yeah, those are its stats. Information like that, though, can be found on the wiki. That's actually where... someone said they discovered a glitch. I'm just going to see if there's any information on the glitch. Might just be the normal pet glitch, so I'm just going to disable that. Doesn't look like it, so, but yeah. Yeah, this is one of the things that being a tester, I kind of... Oh, okay, I stand far away from the boss, and he doesn't get hit or something, but, okay. Teleport to Metaverse. We're going to be heading over there. Now. Yeah, I'm going to be in a public server, so if you guys join enough, you might be able to find me. Probably not, but, yeah, we should be able to. So let's see. Hopefully there's some people over here good to grind with. Doesn't look like it, but whatever. Looks like we'll be carrying a bunch of random people, which I'm actually perfectly fine with carrying a bunch of random people, as long as they're trying to help and shooting the boss. Like, shooting the boss is the biggest thing, I think, and the easiest really thing to do. So, yeah. What's better, Ghostly Vision or Lucky Eyes? If you have Game Passes, go for Ghostly Vision. If you don't, go for Lucky Eyes. That's really the only difference. Since if you have the 2x boss drops, you can get 2 loot bags per a boss, and you get a lot more stuff from the boss in general. But if you don't have like that, the Lucky Eyes, it really allows you to, you only get 1 no matter what from it. So you could, without Game Passes, it allows you to grind up a lot better. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Let's go grab a loot gum to use for the first part of this dungeon. Since getting those emeralds, even though I have 150k, can never have more than enough, unless I end up not spending them, which I hopefully I remember to spend them all. But yeah. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, the thing about these dungeons is the ghosts only spawn at a consistent rate, so having multiple people doesn't always help you necessarily be faster in completing the dungeon. Even though you do have more people vacuuming, it isn't necessarily translate into faster things, since they do have a respawn time that they consistently respawn at. What are the stats of Meat Pet? I got disconnected, so I didn't hear you. Go look on the wiki. It has the stats there. It's about 280. So it's quite low for a class. Quite low, so don't get it for the stats. It's better off going for the board, to be honest, than the pet. Every single time, there's not really been an exception, other than potentially Mini Dutchman. But yeah. Bensley, finally you're doing the event now. I can watch again. Yeah. Yep, I'm back to the event for now. Let's see. I don't have overcharge yet. Let's do that. And then we can go overcharge and help clear out some ghosts. And there goes my gum. But yeah, it's kind of to be expected. Let's see. What's your Roblox username? Same as my YouTube. Highest. No gaming in it, of course, since I made this account first. Or I made the Roblox account first, so I didn't really realize I was going to be doing YouTube ever. Never really planned on doing YouTube until I did. But yeah. So yeah, same as that. Let's see. Hopefully everyone's coming through. Looks like we're doing good. But yeah. Yeah, it really doesn't matter getting hit by this boss, to be honest. It goes by too quick to really matter. It looks like everyone's going to be helping somewhat, so it's not going to be too much less efficient than normal. I know in general it's going to be better to. Oh man, that's a lot of ghosts. Let's go do an overcharge to get rid of those ghosts, since that's a lot of stacked up ghosts. Looks like it spawns 1 for every single person in that group, and that's just a lot of ghosts to be trying to deal with at one time. Yeah, so we'll help everyone out by overcharging them. Since my vacuum really doesn't, with this many people, shooting constantly isn't as big of a deal as if you're doing it solo. I mean, technically it's I mean, it's almost definitely going to be more efficient for me to do it solo, but by being in public servers, it's a little bit more entertaining, since I can watch everyone else do stuff, and I don't have to worry too much about lagging out, since most of them will tank shots too. But yeah. Unfortunately, since Ghost Simulator is broken into multiple different worlds, you can't actually join people through their profile in the different worlds, which is quite unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, if you guys need, yeah, I know helping out, though having one person good, it can really help carry new people with the mini Meep Boss. I'm glad that everyone in this really was helping. I think it's about time though that scroll up to where the Glitchy Boss Gum is, since I don't want to accidentally not find that in time, and either waste the gum or waste the time spent and not get it. So we'll do that. On my first rebirth, and I chose Master Hunter, I'm close to my second rebirth, and I might go for Lucky Eyes since I'm kind of lacking pets right now. Is it okay if I go for Lucky Eyes? Yeah, I would advise people to go for the top 3. First off, so yeah, going for Lucky Eyes is definitely a good strategy. So I advise people to go for the top 3. I actually have a video on it. I know it's not one of my most viewed videos, but going for the top 3, Master Hunter, Lucky Eyes, or Ghostly Vision first will really the recommended strategy. Let's go quickly use a Boss Gum, and yeah, we should be getting 8 keys, which means we should be up to 62 total, or 66. Wow. I think I did a little bit of grinding off stream. Yeah, and then we can sell. Unfortunately, we can't. It's been recommended. It'd be really cool if you could pop your gum by just clicking there, but whatever the case is, we can just go sell and come back and just continue the grind. Yeah, going for the Lucky Eyes is definitely a worthwhile one. Any of those one-time perks are going to be better for you to do than anything else, first off. Although the Tycoons are quite good. Yeah, the Ghostly Vision gives you mini bosses every world, and that's the one I'm going to pick. Yeah, that's it's a good one. Honestly, any of those top 3 are interchangeable in the order in which you pick them. So you're definitely fine going after any of those. But yeah. Let's go find we can't use a Glitchy Luck Gum since we are still using the Boss Gum from earlier, but whatever. We can still, you don't really need it in this first room since only 20 go spawn, and they're dealt with quite quickly. Yeah. Looks like maybe someone won't be helping out this dungeon run as much as they were last time, but you know, it is what it is. Unless he's actually trying to AFK, I'm not going to let him die. Although if you do try AFKing in my lobby, I am just going to let you die. Because I don't like people AFKing for bosses and stuff. I'm going to have so many gems. Yes, yes, the gem drops that you get from that are quite good. Unfortunately, I don't have a rift to use them with, and actually I haven't collected too many of them. But yeah. Honestly, my current amount of gems is just from 100 lucky loot bags and 200 anomaly loot bags. It gave me like 25 million, which is not bad whatsoever. You need to vacuum them, dude. You need to get your vacuum out and vacuum. Otherwise, you get swamped and it turns into a giant mess. Yeah, that person's basically dead at this point. Once those ghosts get on you like that and you're AFK or not moving around, you're basically done for. Hope you have enough boss gum. I mean, it isn't too big of a deal. I mean, the boss gum, it's better for me to be using in time-wise, it's better to be using boss gum on something like the final boss that takes longer. Although it's not too big of an issue using it on this. But yeah. Yeah, it's more of just going to be a supplemental thing. I'm fine grinding for all the keys normally. But yeah, it's saving a little bit of time when I can is going to be, it's pretty nice, especially since it allows me to do, allows me to work on multiple things at once going for the gum grind instead of just grinding meat. Is the other dude gone? Yes. Okay. The thing about having the AFK people in is they end up not helping during the boss fight, which is the biggest deal with having multiple people slowing you down. If they aren't shooting during the boss fight, it's going to go a lot slower. So yeah. So it really doesn't matter what they're doing in the first dungeon, and so as long as someone's vacuuming the ghost constantly, which I'm doing a very poor job of currently. But yeah. There you go. It's only in the main world, I think, unless it's Ghost. It's in Ghost World. Actually, yeah, Lucky Eyes is in all 3 worlds too. It's still just the Lucky Cat Ghost. But that still is. It's about a minute between its respawns. I need to grind basically a key every minute and 10 seconds, depending on how good you are at finding where it is. We'll help out that dude somewhat by jumping in front of the laser. But yeah, Lucky Eyes is pretty good. Where can you find the Lucky Cat? It spawns in a cycle. Better to look on the wiki for that sort of information and just follow the cycle. It starts in the junkyard in the main hub, and then goes to the volcano. But after that, I don't really remember. It has different cycles for both Backdoor and Ghost World. Yeah, I saw your opening video. I didn't open them on that video. I kind of just opened it randomly. The Anomaly and Luckies. I was trying to save the Luckies and Anomalies for something else, but then I realized that neither of those two really work with Rift Gum, so there's no point in really saving them. So, really the only loot bags that are worth saving is going to be the Jolly Roger and the Anonymous, since those multipliers are a lot better with Rift Gum compared to Anomaly, but whatever the case is. But yeah, we'll get scrolled up to where my Glitchy Boss Gum is, so we can have that out for when this dude goes down. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. It's weird that this attack doesn't really work, since the orbs only really do damage once they explode, and since they don't collide with the player, there's really no way for them to really hit a player, unless you're standing against the wall, which people rarely are. But yeah, we'll go do that. We'll go chill over here waiting for this portal, and then go sell. That was annoying, but whatever. We'll go sell, and then go queue back up. Not exactly. It only has 2 mythicals. It only has, it gives crate keys, a mythical pet, and a mythical board. Whereas the Ghostly Visions give boss bait, a classified board, a mythical pet, and then a legendary board. So it's quite different. I mean, they have the same set pets, same set mythical pets, which is probably the biggest thing from them. But yeah, they do drop different stuff. So definitely having both is quite good. Yeah. Yep. It's definitely nice to be in public servers too, since I know lots of people have trouble with this boss, so helping them out with it is actually quite quite. Oh wait, I can't use. I always forget. I keep forgetting that I'm using my boss gum right at the beginning, so I can't really use a loot gum. Yeah. The one benefit of being in a public server that actually is a lot better than in a private server is you have people queuing the timer before, once you get done, there's usually someone queuing the timer, so you don't have to wait as long between it, just waiting for the boss timer, so you can go sell and the timer's still ticking down and stuff, which is quite good. But yeah. Let's use that. We'll wait for a few spawnies and then start our overcharge. But yeah, it looks like we're going to have someone helping us out actually quite a bit on this dungeon compared to last one. I would recommend doing everyone lucky eyes first. Actually, I would recommend Master Hunter if you're planning on rebirthing more than like 4 times. Since it does save around 30 minutes every rebirth, not having to do Finsley. Since Finsley saves time in itself, but having the perks just right off the bat can also saves time before you get Finsley, and then saves time by not having to do Finsley at the same time. So that's definitely good if you are wanting to do that. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ghostly Vision. Oh, okay, yeah. I'd still recommend Master Hunter first. And depending on which game passes you have, it's probably actually better for you to be doing Lucky Eyes. Since if you don't have 2x items or if you don't have any game passes like 2x items or boss drops, it's not going to be really as helpful for you to get the new bosses, since for people who do have those game passes, they can get a lot more from it compared to the Lucky Eyes, which spawns a lot quicker. Spawns a lot quicker and isn't affected by the game passes, so you can actually grind that out quite a bit better. But yeah, if you don't have them. But it's really more a personal preference. Any of the top 3 are going to be interchangeable in most scenarios. But yeah. Oh, I understand. Yeah, most of the time, I mean, it's really doesn't matter a big deal, but yeah. Someone will have to go deal with these ghosts, I think, since they are going to be a little bit annoying for us to deal with later. I guess I can do that. But yeah, that should be hopefully the ghost done with, since I don't think anyone wants to deal with those ghosts. But yeah. I like how Mini Meep just perfectly ends up after that drift in this green circle. It just works so perfectly. Let's go scroll to our Boss Gum for that. Trying for that. Let's go also. We'll need to overcharge. Sorry, dude, for not helping. I need to overcharge to get rid of these ghosts. But yeah, it's a lot of the options you should choose depend a lot about your specific circumstances. But yeah. But yeah, you need to get rid of these ghosts before finishing off the boss, otherwise it gets really annoying. Let's go use a Glitchy Boss Gum and start vacuuming. But yeah. There. That was annoying. We missed the cycle barely, but we should still be able to be fine with our gum. It's just more of annoying that we missed it time-wise. I mean, I could have fixed that by just vacuuming it right when it came off. I was assuming the other dude would be able to do that, but I've started to learn that even if other people are good, they usually aren't chilling right next to the thing and getting the most efficient time possible. Let's chill over here, and then sell, and then jump back over here. Yeah, it spawns a similar thing, in that it's it always spawns 2 groups, but one of the group can vary based on how many people are in the dungeon. So you can have 8 ghosts just in one thing if you have enough players, which gets really obnoxious, and it's a bug I'm sure of. It's been reported, but yeah, it can get annoying really quickly if you have to deal with them. So. But yeah. Yeah, the thing about getting that little bit of weight, it will allow us to use a loot gum a little bit earlier, which, talking about loot gum, we should go scroll back down to it so we're ready to use that when we need to. Since that's using the loot gum is quite helpful for getting emeralds, and emeralds are quite good for getting all the random pets from this event. And having random pets from event, I mean, just for the collection more than anything. They usually don't end up becoming worth much unless they're from Halloween 2019. But yeah. I used to have so much more Halloween 2019 stuff I really wish I'd kept. But at the same time, what I got was good enough. And I think I'm doing perfectly fine in terms of being my inventory-wise and having a good balance of stats and we'll use a gum now, since it particularly matter. Can I join your game? I'm in a public server, so you'd have to join it randomly. I do have my joins on, but since I'm not in the main hub of Ghost Sim, the joins from Roblox don't really work correctly. So, yeah. And I'm misclicking all over the place today. There we go. Let's start. Let's see, there's another question. At what point, or at what rebirth should we stop rebirthing if we are speedrunning rebirthing and just do something else, like get better pets, organize what to plan next, or just do other stuff? If you don't have gum, taking some time on your current life to get gum is going to be pretty beneficial. In terms of when should you stop worrying about rebirths and just grind the game normally, really no point. It's always going to be quite beneficial for you to just grind out another rebirth, if you have the gum for it. Although if you don't have good pets, grinding rebirths for good pets is also pretty good, since the Oculus Overseer is currently the 3rd best pet in the game, and the easiest of those to grind. So, yeah. So yeah, grinding rebirths is almost always going to be the best strategy for you. We'll overcharge there, and we'll basically just have to clean up these last few ghosts. Can I join your game? My joins are always going to be on open, but unfortunately, Ghost Simulator doesn't allow you to join people in worlds other than main hub. I think I already answered that. Do Adam, Jesse, Yoko, Blaze, 2, and that's it. Yeah, it's actually worthwhile to do Fern each rebirth. She does give you 33 crate keys, which is a lot of crate keys, for a shortish quest line. So doing Fern each life is definitely would be a pretty big recommend. Is that someone AFKing I see? If so, they're not AFKing, they're just getting destroyed by the ghost, which I'm going to let them. But yeah, Adam and Jesse are pretty good. Finsley, if you don't have the Master Hunter streams. And then, of course, Yoko you need for Blaze. And then Agent Blaze you need to do to get into the void. But yeah. Did the other person die? I'm trying to tell, because if he died, that means that it'll become a little bit faster since, but yeah. If you trade enough Metaverse servers, you may end up finding mine. But yeah, it's probably there's enough Metaverse servers that you probably won't be able to find me in a decent amount of time. So, but yeah. But yeah, I really have been planning to do a video on alternative ways of grinding other than the rebirths. Haven't got around to it. I mean, most of it's me being busy. Another part of it's me. I like doing streams instead. It allows me time to play a game normally. And no, I forgot a boss gum. Whatever, it's not a big deal. Allows me to use an X gum instead. Which isn't too much of a thing. I'll be running out of boss gum anyways at some point during this grind, so it's not like it's too big of a deal. But yeah, it's still somewhat annoying that it happened. Also annoying that no one was waiting here for the dungeon. It's so hard to pick not to rebirth Master Hunter or Ghost of the Vision. Yeah, choosing not to rebirth, even though it's really helpful. Most people just see the chance to rebirth as a fresh start, and it's a lot of new stuff. And it's basically instant gratification for new stuff. Compared to the more efficient way of just grinding for some gum so you can rebirth faster, isn't really what most people want. So yeah, I think the hard part if you're going to speedrun rebirths is when you have to go to the back door and get items. Yeah, that's upgrading your antenna until Blaze. If you don't have 2x items or gum, takes forever. It's something that I feel needs to be balanced, and I actually put a suggestion in about it. It's a long suggestion, and I'll probably go over it greater detail later in the stream. But yeah, compared to like if for people like me who have all the game passes and have enough gum, we actually get through that thing in like in about an hour. It takes us an hour to get all the way through all the backdoor things. Compared to I know people without any of that, it takes them like takes them around 8 hours at least, bare minimum, to get through there. Which is a pretty big discrepancy between players for a pay to win versus grind. But grinding that gum before rebirthing can really help with that if you need. So getting a lot of glitchy gum or basic boss gum, whatever you want, is a good strategy if that's always becoming a probability. But yeah, overall though, that's a big thing. The suggestion I made was increasing the drop rates of those things. Okay, you know what? If this dude's hiding in a bush, we are going to be doing the annoying thing and letting him die. I only do this if you're not helping. If you're just going to be hovering around in a corner, you aren't going to be helping with the Meep Boss, and therefore you don't really need to be here. But yeah, we'll overcharge really quick, and then. But yeah, I was recommended that for them to just decrease the increase the amount of item drops that originate from ghosts, so that instead of dropping only 1, they drop between 1 and 2, and then for other ghosts, instead of dropping between 1 and 2, they drop between 1 and 4. And what this would do, it would allow players to grind more. It would allow players to both grind more gum at a time and basically make, although it'd make it a lot easier for people without the Game Pass. And then on top of that, and since that would make, although that would make it easier for everyone, it'd make it quite overpowered for people with the 2x items. So along with that, I was also thinking of nerfing how gum and the 2x items Game Pass work together, so that instead of just multiplying together as they normally do, the multipliers would actually add together. So instead of getting 8x items when you're using both 4x loot and a 2x items, you'd only get 5x, so plus 100% from the 2x items, and then plus 300% from the gum, and that would end up solving the problem. It'd make the endgame grinders like me, we'd basically not see a change while using everything at the same time. It'd be basically the same amount of items for us when we're using both of them at the same time. But for everyone else, it would be a giant increase, especially to people who don't have the 2x items, and also to people who don't have gum but have the 2x items. It would still be an increase there, and so overall it would just be a big, big evening factor to allow everyone to both grind gum equally, make the whole back door a little bit more bearable for people, because more item drops overall. But yeah, I think in the long run it'll be a good thing. The problem is I've had a lot of people tell me that's taking away the advantage from the pay to win, and I mean, some of the people with it, like big grinders, realize that it is a big issue in the game and really does need to get addressed. At some point I need to rephrase that suggestion to be a little bit better worded and everything like that, because currently as it stands the suggestion's like a few months old, and because of that not many people see it, and it was poorly worded, so really need to just rephrase everything a little bit better. But yeah, that's definitely the worst part of rebirthing, is doing that. I don't feel bad at all for that person who decided to. If you can't deal with the ghosts on your own, and I could easily let you die like that, yeah, that's not really my problem. But yeah, but yeah, I think it'd solve all the problems without affecting the end game grinders, just making everything more manageable. I think even though you wouldn't see much of a difference, but I know technically by buffing everyone else you are technically taking away some of the advantage that the end game grinders have, but at the same time it's kind of needed to maintain game balance and everything. Since Ghost Simulator, I really think it's been a very good game for being a balance for both free to play and pay to win, which is I really enjoy. So we'll scroll up to our Glitchy Boss Gum now. We are starting to run a little bit low on it, so I definitely didn't matter that we ended up missing one last time. But yeah, hopefully those ghosts despawn pretty soon. They did, so it'll be good. But yeah, I've only been doing this for what, like 35 minutes now, 30 minutes ish. And we've got, what, 4 at least done? Yeah, that's about 7 minutes per. Actually, this is going to be the 5th, so yeah, that's going to be the 5th boss, so we're getting about 1 every 6 minutes, which is quite nice. Definitely worth the time to get the boss gum, since I think we're up to, what, like now almost 100 keys. We will be after using the next boss gum. And yeah, just overall I think this is just going to be slightly faster, along with allowing me to refresh some of my gums supply, since running low on gum is actually gets quite annoying for endgame grinders. So yeah. I really wish someone was queuing this before. It gets annoying having to queue it like a private server, but at the same time, that means less people are going to be with me, which makes it pretty good. So I think I'll be grinding basically public servers from now on when I'm doing Meep, since I know some people can need the help, and it's just a lot more fun watching, and slightly quicker in some circumstances to grind publicly. So we'll be doing that. If you aren't going to help, dude, I am not going to help you. So looks like he was wanting to help though, so we'll be helping him not die as much. So yeah. Gum running out pretty soon. I think we'll wait till the next room to restock that. Anyways, I really like pancakes. And I have nothing else to talk about, so I'm going to talk about my favorite breakfasts, which is basically pancakes and waffles, since they're actually quite easy to make. And easy to make is one of the things I like a lot, since it means I don't need to spend time worrying about making it, and they taste pretty good and everything. So, yeah, we'll do an overcharge, since we seem to be misclicking a lot, and it'll help a lot with this dude not getting destroyed. But yeah. Dude, just, if you're... He's trying to help at least, so we'll help him out as much as possible by taking most of the ghosts away from him, or not. Let's see. Yeah, the misclicks are common enough, so they do get annoying, but it is kind of what it is. And we have just these 3 ghosts left, and yeah, hopefully he doesn't die. I'm going to try to keep him alive as much as possible. But yeah, there's a lot of little things that you need to really be paying attention to in dungeon to not die. And I really was planning on doing a video. One of those video ideas that I've been planning on doing but never really got around to was doing a video on how to defeat him, and like all Meep and all the steps to do that. He's basically dead at this point, I think. He's probably around 50-60%, which isn't good for only being this far into the thing, since you can end up taking a lot of damage depending on how the Meep RNG works for you. But yeah, we should... Oh, we'll get rid of this ghost before spawning, since this one could get a little bit annoying. Okay, let's do that. That's not good. That might kill him. Alright, we'll tank some of those hits for him from the spawn, so he doesn't get spawn damaged too much. It looks like he still did. Hopefully he has enough health to survive the Meep Boss. But yeah. We'll tank as much of the damage as possible for him. Hopefully he survives. But yeah, he shouldn't be having too much difficulties. I'll help him by overcharging, or actually I don't think overcharging will be too much necessary. But yeah. Man, the summoning ghost is definitely going to be his downfall if he ends up dying. Yeah. Okay, I guess I really need to be on this more than anything. Oh, yeah, we missed the cycle because of that. Okay, he's going to have to figure out how to manage himself with those ghosts, because those ghosts can be quite a bit. Those small ghosts are the real killer. Meep does very little damage in himself. But those small ghosts can really make a big difference. So I don't think we're going to be helping as much. Dude, you need to run away from them. You just need to walk away from those. You need to just stay away from them and not walk towards them. Really the only thing you can do. But yeah. Wait for them to despawn. We should probably scroll over to Boss Gum and probably use it early so we don't have to worry about it later. So yeah. Yo, I'm back. I had to do something. What did I miss? Not much. I mean, this dude's managed to survive with me, so that's good. And so we can go over here and just sort of wait for that and teleport back. I think we're up to now 100 keys, which is haven't even grinded for haven't grinded for I think in that time, in this 3 hours ish, we haven't even spent 3 hours yet, which was how long I spent grinding keys last time, and we've gotten 46 keys so far, which is just a little bit less than the 54 we got on our previous one. And we still have a little bit more gum, but most of that gum was from my own grinding, not the stream grind. So I think in terms of efficiency, it's just slightly worse to grind gum. But whatever the case is, it's close enough. The help from Meep is similar to Boss Bow because of you. Yeah, it's a 3-cycle boss. So all three, it is basically the same as Boss Bow. The shield is a little bit longer, I've noticed, and the health is a little bit less. You have a little bit less time for either because the health goes down slightly slower, or whatever the case is. You have a little bit less time to work on his the health while the shield's down. But yeah, it is a 3-cycle boss, so like that. Someone's not helping, so we just kind of chill over here, get a few of the ghosts to come help make their life difficult. So yep, if you're going AFK, this is what's happening to you, so don't AFK. Yeah, I'm not the friendliest when it comes to people AFKing or not helping, so yeah. If you're not helping vacuum, I'm not going to help save you from ghosts. In fact, I'll do my best to not help you. But yeah, it's I know a lot of people have trouble. If you aren't moving from a room, this person is not going to get any help from me on helping them stay alive. They're just going to remain unhelped. Wait a minute. Did they? I think they disconnected, which is fine with me. I'm fine not having to carry someone. Alright, we'll do an overcharge really quick since I'm being bad at my clicks. It really helps. There you go. Man, you can really... It's really a big difference when you're playing with someone who can at least do something compared to people who just get stop or hiding in a corner and something. If this dude's trying at least somewhat, so I'll help him as much as possible. But yeah, I do that when people are not helping too. Lol. Yeah, I'm quite ruthless when it comes to small things like that. Being purposely not helpful is I can get very... Ooh, this dude's going to be taking a lot of damage. We'll try to help as much as possible, but no guarantees that he'll make it. Yep, there he goes. Yeah, the biggest thing is just don't move towards the ghosts, and just keep moving away. The 2x agility does help. It's not necessary though, if you have a decent computer. But yeah, overall more agility is quite helpful for it. I think more agility ranked pretty high on my Game Pass tier list, just because of how cheap it really is, compared to some of the more expensive ones, and it just overall useful. Even if you don't notice it as much, it is quite useful. But yeah. Let's see. Okay. The thing about these ghosts is that most of the time they will end up just despawning. The one exception is if you defeat Meep before they have their timer runs out, they won't despawn, which is kind of annoying since that means that they can get left over for the next round, which isn't good. since if they're left over for the next round, they end up doing a lot of damage just to you right when you spawn, and that gets quite annoying quite quickly. I really hope that means we manage to make the 2 cycle, but I know it's a complete possibility that we manage to mess up it. But yeah. I really hope I made that cycle, because I think I barely missed it. Yeah, I barely missed that cycle. Missing cycles is kind of annoying. It happens a lot more, I've noticed, with mini Meep. I think the cycles are a lot narrower margins of error to make them, compared to like Bow Boss or other 3 cycle bosses. So yeah. We'll scroll up to get to a Glitchy Boss Gum and get ready on that for the last one. Yeah, this attack is basically useless. Same with the one where he drifts around in circles. They never really hit anyone, since they only explode on the walls. And yeah, just overall, lots of attacks from Mini Meep can be just kind of ignored. Especially since any of the ones that, like the one where he rides straight at you, it doesn't do much damage, even if it does hit you. Only like 8% at the most. And 8% isn't a lot of damage, so I usually just tank it and ignore it. But yeah, I really wish people were queuing this boss, since that really would help a lot with my time saves. It'd save like 20 seconds each time, not having to wait for the boss. I wonder if anyone has anything good in the server. There's 11 messages. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, looks like it's just a lot of basic inventories from this event. Like, you can see when people have inventories like this, where it's just basically code items, free quest stuff, code items, free quest stuff, that they really don't play the game too often. They probably won't have anything worthwhile. So, yeah, it's pretty easy to tell when someone will have a good inventory. Someone just used a loot gum, it sounds like, so that's a good sign. Usually people who use loot gum are pretty good at the game. But yeah. And yeah, since my gum's over, I can go scroll over and find some glitchy loot. We're about 10 minutes off from the hour mark, signaling the 3 hours of grinding. That would be comparable to my normal, comparable to my last stream, which is a little bit better, mostly because I had some gum, though. I guess would be most of the reason my account will be higher than that would be from two Glitchy Boss Gums that I grinded before the timer really started. I think overall, if we subtract that 12, it'll probably be around the same. It's a little bit less, but I think, yeah, I'll probably be doing grinding for Glitchy Boss Gum. Or trade for it. We'll see what I feel like. Honestly, it's probably worthwhile to actually just trade that, depending on what people would offer. But I like to grind for stuff rather than just trade for stonks. I'm very good at trading, doing bad trades, honestly. But yeah. about time that we use an overcharge. I know with everyone helping out, it's not really too big of a deal using an overcharge since it doesn't save too much time. And there we go. I'll probably start rebirthing at my 5th or 6th. Yeah, I'm currently at my 6th. This is more of just waiting for the Easter event, or spring event, or whatever it's called, the spring event. But yeah, it was mostly just waiting for this since I have stuff to do, grind-wise for it. But yeah. Yeah, I find it most efficient to just kind of chill around them because it allows you to vacuum it instantly, which is quite necessary for time saves and stuff. Since otherwise you end up having to ride over to him, which you could end up missing the cycle from that time. But yeah, I don't. As much as it's nice to be moving around on the outside to avoid attacks, it really isn't necessary when you don't take too much damage. Like I think that's the most damage I've really ever taken during the normal runs, like 40%. And that's not even that bad. 40%, like taking percents isn't too bad. It's much better to be able to finish those cycles on time than worrying about doing either a flawless run or or avoiding damage in general. Like any attacks, literally the only attack that's basically guaranteed to hit you, or that matters if you're close, is that the driving one. Otherwise, all the other attacks, it really doesn't matter where you are, since they can randomly hit you like that, or we'll use my last glitchy loot gum, which hopefully we don't miss the cycle, and it looks like we didn't, so that's good. We'll chill over here and sell. And that's my last gum. We're just under 3 hours. I think we have just over 120 keys, or almost 120 keys, so that's good. But yeah, thank you to whoever was queuing. Hello, Mobile Legend. Welcome back to another stream. We just got, about an hour ago, we stopped the gum grinding session of it, and now we're going to be spending time on grinding the Meep Boss. And we've just run out of all of our Glitchy Boss Gum, which is fine since about the same efficiency with including the gum grind time and without, so we're fine with that. But yeah. So we're about, I think my goal is going to be around 400 keys is my low goal. That's like the bare minimum that I want is 400 keys. And then the high goal is going to be 650 keys. That's just what I think I'll need to get one of everything. Of course, it could take a lot more keys to get the chosen one board, or that could be the next thing I get, like seeing how I already got the Puggy from the 25 crate. But yeah, I'm really thankful for all of you guys to come back to each of these streams every time I do them. I know the timing, really, for most of you guys, it's usually while you're in school or something, and most people are actually quite busy doing them. But yeah, it looks like we're actually making quite good progress this grind, since people are actually, there's at least one helpful person and two somewhat helpful people. We'll do overcharge. I mean, it's not really didn't help too much, but at the same time it helps enough to be worth it. Honestly, most of the time that you spend in the dungeons is just going to be waiting for the ghosts to spawn. So as long as you aren't sitting at your cap of 8 ghosts everywhere, you are going to be getting through it about the same efficiency. There we go. But yeah, Let's see. 20 seconds left on my overcharge ability cooldown, which should be enough to vacuum most of the ghosts. Yeah, just trying to stay outside of the... Just trying to stay away from the middle of the room really does help with the damage. Never running straight towards ghosts, really. Yeah, we'll do an overcharge there. That will really help out. And then we'll be just done with the ghosts. Yeah, we have actually quite a good team, I think, for this dungeon. It looked like at least 2 other people were helping enough to be worthwhile. So that's good. We'll just kind of take that hit. The damage really isn't necessary, and it helps it get him closer to us where we like him. I never really considered the damage I take to be very bad, since it's never too much damage. It's like at most going to be up to 50% from just not worrying about it. The biggest thing is avoiding the small ghosts. Those things are the real issue in terms of damage. But yeah. Just as long as you get that each cycle, you're going to be basically perfect when it comes to being efficient. But yeah. It's all about the cycles, honestly. Respawn times and stuff like that for how efficient you can be. It's not too much limited by your own like skill or anything, although that can shave it down like 30 seconds if you're good compared to when compared. But getting super good at stuff isn't always too big of a issue for this boss. We'll go queue a Glitchy X Gum for the selling. So I have a little bit better wear off time for that before I have to go use a loot gum. But yeah, standing right next to it, with all the attacks that really don't do damage that Meep does, it's not too big of a deal getting hit by the occasional, yeah. There's really no attacks that actually hit you if you're standing close to him, other than the one where he does the charge. Even the one where he does the miniguns really fast everywhere, it's not this one, but the one where he shoots from his miniguns, it overshoots you enough so it doesn't actually hit you if you're standing close enough to him. And then if you're running around in circles, you don't need to worry about really too much of anything else. So overall, it's quite good. We already have our X Gum loaded, so we don't need to worry about that. We can just go sell and go queue the boss timer again. Which it looks like people are already doing for us, which is really nice since I despise the time wasted on this queue. But yeah. Yeah, we're now at the solid 3-minute thing, so we've gotten 118 keys now, which is about 64 more than what we started with, which is mostly in part to the amount of glitchy loot gum I grinded, which is quite efficient actually, I've realized. So we'll be doing more of that gum grind off stream and then just grinding with the gum on stream. May end up trading for some glitchy loot gum, or glitchy boss gum, since that's going to speed up my grinding quite a bit. I know I've said before that it really isn't worthwhile as much as it is for the final boss, which I'm doing standby. Doing it on that longer of a boss does actually save a lot more time in the long run. But since it isn't an event, it is going to become its time is going to become a little bit of an issue, more than really if I was grinding the final boss. I can do that basically anytime. So yeah. Let's see. Honestly, I'll probably only grind for about 30 more minutes, I think, and then I'll call it for the day. Might actually end up streaming tomorrow though too, which would be quite unusual, although depends really on how much homework I get done today, what I do tomorrow. So if I can get all my homework done, or at least a good chunk of it done, today we're going to be good. Who are we waiting for? So remind me to let that that person just kind of chill. So I'll grab some ghosts, sir. But anyways, I don't think I'll be able to let someone like that die in this amount of people. So we'll just kind of... Actually, we'll try. We'll try. We'll let one ghost do damage on him. I don't think anyone else is going to be worried too much about it. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not... Please don't AFK. AFKing is really annoying to everyone involved. Even though you think it might be like, oh, I get some free keys. It's obnoxious. See, we have to wait a little bit longer for each room, and it just becomes a bigger pain. Sir. Alright, so, I think my goal is just going to be to, yeah, not interfere with him at all. I think he's probably around 50% now, which could mean that he could die, but at the same time... Depending on how much people help him out, it could be a very big different story. Bad person, bad person. AFKing is not tolerated. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be grinding Mini-Meep for a little bit longer. Hopefully to get up to... I'm planning on spending another 30 minutes, so that's going to be around... I'm going to get up to around 125 keys. During this stream, which is going to be pretty good. Yeah, and this is kind of the reasons why I like to do it in a private server, but it's actually quite rare, so not something I have to worry too much about. With people being obnoxious and AFKing. Since I can usually just let them die most of the time, since I'm usually not in a big enough group for me to not be able to do that. But yeah. Definitely something that I don't like is the fact that some people feel like they can AFK. Ghost Simulator really isn't meant to be an AFK game, so yeah. We'll cue Glitchy X Gum. And yeah. Yeah, Mini-Meep goes by pretty quickly, so it's not too big of an issue when you take damage. And yeah, that's going to be the boss. And then we sell and we'll go do another one. Yeah, about probably around 3 more bosses worth. So, yeah, we're getting a little bit of emeralds. Not as much as we did in our last stream, but that's definitely helping out. The ecto tokens I'm getting is also going to be quite helpful for gem mount. I'm not quite sure exactly how much this will turn into when I convert it to gems, but we'll see. Yeah, I think 100. Yeah, we'll have 126 keys once we're done, which is going to be pretty good. But yeah, I feel like I should do at some point something different than just grinding the boss, like doing a video. But at the same time, I really like doing videos since it does allow me to doing these streams, since it does allow me to interact a little bit more with the people who watch. Also, it allows me to do some just basic gameplaying instead of having to worry about doing some informational or interesting topic. I can just play the game normally and consider it content. I think that's really why I like streams over it. Allows me to play a lot of Ghost Simulator, both for my own time, since honestly, when I'm not grinding or when I'm not streaming, if I'm playing Ghost Simulator, it's going to be very casually, and lots of time will just be wasted with me doing other stuff like homework at the same time, which means I end up doing nothing, or doing Discord at the same time, which I know is not always the it just gets very addicting really quickly, and so a lot of time can get spent on Discord, where it's really not the most productive thing to be doing. Alright, we'll get that one, and then we'll come over here. We'll grab those two, and then we'll go queue up an overcharge. Help out a lot. Yep, there we go. Done with that dungeon. And yeah. Actually, I think this will be the last Meep Boss. I realized something. But yeah, this will be the last Meep Boss, and then I'll call it good for the stream. So thank you to everyone who came out. It is really nice to see you guys in chat, or just viewers in general. Encourages me to make more content like it. Also, these streams really help me play Ghost Simulator in general. If I wasn't doing these streams, I would probably still be only at like 2 rebirths with like maybe 20 keys. But yeah, definitely streaming has definitely encouraged me to play Ghost Simulator a lot more than I do. If there's any content that you want, like other Roblox games, I definitely am open to suggestions on new games to play, and other suggestions for Ghost Simulator content to cover. I do have a lot of ideas about videos to do, but at the same time, I I'm very bad at sectioning out my time to make videos. It usually turns into like a 3-hour ordeal of me doing nothing, and then me being like, me putting together in the next hour a whole bunch of random stuff that doesn't really work together. So, yeah, I prefer to stream. But I might have a new video out. I guess I'm probably going to have a new video out by the end of next week. If I don't, yeah, I haven't actually done a video in what, like 3 weeks now. It's been a while. Lots of streams though. Streams I know are content for and do actually work as decent content, but at the same time, it isn't really the most long-lasting content. Whereas with videos, you can have a video out and it will be getting views for its forever basically. Whereas with the stream, you really only get the views while you first are streaming. After that, it just turns into one of those things where you end up not, or I don't know quite the words I'm looking for. It turns into one of those things where they end up not getting views later on, since it's not very interesting to watch a stream over and over again. So yeah, but yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I think this will be the end of the stream. Insert other YouTuber stuff here because I'm actually really starting to enjoy the growing channel I have. But yeah, I think that'll be it.